Hey everyone, welcome back and happy Tuesday. All right, guys. Well, I said this earlier, and welcome back to Up and Adam Channel 2, most importantly. But today I'm filming this actually before Anchor Watch. Now, thank God I watched it last night with Jason, but normally I watch Below Deck anyways. Usually he's been co-hosting it with Gelsey, and they have been doing an incredible job. Like, I love them together. I think that they have so much insight. She's not feeling too well, so I'm kind of like the person who's on the bench, like, that is waiting to be called into the game, and I'm like, "Tag me." I'm like in the cage match at WWE, I'm like, "Hit a bitch. Tag me, I'm coming in," and I got some opinions. Oh, so I'm gearing myself up for that anyways, is what I was saying. But before we get to that, we have some Real Housewives in New Jersey to talk about. So if you guys haven't already, go ahead, pop off, smash the like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Do all of the things, and here we go. Okay, so I wanted to talk a little bit about the Joe Giudice of it all. I think that this is an interesting dynamic, and I feel like Teresa Giudice and her daughters and Joe and Louis, the way that they've been able to blend the families under these circumstances, I think it's great because a lot of people would not, and I know this sounds stupid and weird, but a lot of people would not sit there and want to go out to a foreign place or go out to dinner with their spouse's ex, or some people are just like really like, "Oh, that's the bitch that you used to be married to? No, I don't want them around me." But I think that Louis and Joe, they've done a really great job with this. However, some of the things that are also coming out from Joe, like, "Oh, never say never when it comes to potentially getting back with Teresa." I don't think that Louis is going to love bubble that. Okay, moving on. First, let me get to this. So Joe Giudice ended up revealing Teresa's pay for season 1, and it was on Gia Giudice's podcast, Casual Chaos, but he said that Teresa was just paid about $25,000 for season 1 of New Jersey, and he said it was ridiculous. Now, meanwhile, he estimated that he spent about $150,000 on lavish filming expenses, like hosting parties. What's wild about that is a lot of fans feel like all of these parties, like the slumber parties, or like, "Oh my god, I'm doing like a girls get together," or "We're gonna go and do a luncheon," whatever. They're not paid for. You pay for them. Production has budgets, yeah. Just like if you guys want to go on like a cast trip, which they always do, they budget for that, but then they also stick your ass in commercial. And if you don't want to be in commercial and you want to upgrade to first class, that's not their problem. You pay the difference. Little things like that, you know? But no, they don't pay for that shit, like the parties. Doesn't happen. Gia clarified, though, it's common for first season housewives to earn very little money while spending a lot on their glam, some of the scenes. And the good thing is that paydays increase with fame over time. But when they were talking about their lives, the highs and the lows that played out on TV, including Teresa going to jail because that was filmed, he said that he regrets that their legal troubles became public through the show. That's another thing that I look at him and I'm like, you got to kind of weigh this one out, dude, because you might regret that played out on the show, but thank God for the show, because I feel like he blames the show for why he got caught, um, got deported. I think he feels I was a public figure. She was a public figure. The judge wanted to make an example out of both of us. I feel like he truly, truly blames the Real Housewives in New Jersey for what happened. But at the end of the day, if you're not doing shady shit, then you're not going to get in trouble for something that doesn't exist. You know what I mean? Now, look at that on the other side. That same show that you blame for all of this is what got you guys to pay your restitution. It's what's putting your kids through college. It's what's paying for these lavish lifestyles. And it's benefiting you guys a lot. It's giving a lot of opportunities. Even Gia right now on Next Gen NYC, like, it is providing a shit ton of opportunities. You know what I mean? So, look at them back in the day. But no, they discussed this, and at the end of the day, fans, like, were reacting to this, and some found it shocking, kind of like an eye-opening to learn how much money Teresa actually lost to produce her parties and be a part of the show. I think that sparked a little bit of a discussion on how reality TV exploits early cast members with the lack of pay, but what they're coming out of pocket for. And some of the behind the scenes looks, they framed it as like a sneak peek into how housewives pay their dues, both financially and publicly, to build their fame. That's a true statement. The glam, the glitz, Beverly Hills. Lisa Rinna said this all the time. Like, it cost us so much money. It wasn't worth the pay. You also have to think too, it's 1099. So if they pay you half a million or 25,000 or whatever, I don't know. But if they pay you half a million, you're still paying 1099, like, so, which means you're getting taxed on it. After you get taxed on it, you still have to pay your agent and your manager. After you do all of that, then you have the money that's left. So let's say about, I don't know, $280,000, which is still a lot of money. But then now you're spending 120 on parties, you're spending 40 on glam, you're spending the other 30 on clothes, and then you're walking away after a $500,000 paycheck with about maybe like 80 grand. That's kind of wild to me. It's a lot of overhead. Now, Joe Giudice also said that he'd never say never to getting back with Teresa. It was the same podcast appearance, but he was asked if he would reunite with Teresa if her marriage ended. And Joe said, I'll always be your mom's friend, and you can never say never. Maybe when we're 90, I don't know. Right now, I'm happy. He's in a relationship with a woman named Margie. He loves her daughter. It's great. She loves his daughters. We love it. Juicy Joe is happy. And he also said, I like Luis Ruelas. He thinks as long as Louis treats Teresa and their children well, he doesn't have not one negative thing to say about Luis Ruelas. I agree with that. But fans were actually fascinated by the non-committal but emotionally open response, saying that he didn't really close the door, which makes people think, like, wait, could that happen? It's not going to happen. The door is closed. Nene Leakes said it right. The door is closed. I'm actually surprised, knowing what kind of conversation this would probably strike up and how awkward that would be, because it just means that there's still love there, which everybody, I mean, I'm sure Louis and everybody already knows this, and I'm sure Joe Giudice's girlfriend already knows this. There's always going to be love there. You share daughters. But I think when you verbalize that and you talk about, well, I never say never, it's like, well, what is that? What are you trying to say about me then? You saying, like, you want my girl? You want my woman? You want to get back with her? Because your day is over. You know what I mean? I feel like that's how it's going to be looked at. Then again, what do I know? Most people, though, actually, that's exactly what I know. Most people, though, would have a problem with that. Most spouses, most new spouses who are trying to blend the family and make things work would have a problem with that. That's why I'm surprised that this even came up on the podcast. And if Louis' ex-wife said that about Teresa's man, I think that Teresa would also have a problem with that. Okay. Anyways, pop off. Let me know what you guys think. I'm sure you guys have all of the opinions, and I want to hear all of them. And when you're commenting, let us know where you're watching from. And if you guys did not catch Anchor Watch, co-host here, go be a part of the replay crew. Bye, guys.